Oh, I like guitar.
Did you just give me all of them?
No, that's just one copy.
Hello and welcome to the Italian Home for Children's virtual gala. I am your host, Kelly McFarland, and we're broadcasting live from the cafeteria at the Pilata Education Center here at Italian Home for Children's campus in Jamaica Plain. Now, if you haven't been here, you should make the trip, let me tell you. We're so glad you could join us this evening. Before we jump into the program, I have a few things to go over, though. This is a virtual gala, in case you couldn't tell. And for the best viewing experience, we suggest watching on either your television or your laptop. Now, if you need technical help, I'm not your girl. Make sure you're registered on our event platform, GiveSmart. If you haven't visited our event website, it's italianhome.org/gala. Our silent auction has been open for the past week, and it will close at the end of the gala. So check out some of the great auction items like an exclusive behind-the-scenes tour of a zoo, like a local zoo with animals, and a VIP experience at the Anchor in Charlestown. While we're all here to learn more about the Italian Home for Children and have a little fun while we're doing so, this is a fundraising event. And as you listen to how Italian Home has persevered through the COVID-19 pandemic, please consider making a donation. The money raised from this event will go towards mental, behavioral, and emotional health initiatives at Italian Home. And I can tell you, I went on the website this morning and I made my donation, and it's super easy and it takes just a minute. Now that we've gotten those things out of the way, let's get started. The COVID-19 pandemic has greatly impacted the Boston community. For many of us, it stopped or changed the beat of the day of our lives, of our daily lives. I'm on a teleprompter. It moves quickly, then slowly. Just stand with me. I'm the only one in the room. For the Italian Home, the beat went on. As an essential service, the staff at the Italian Home continued to show up each and every day to work with the youth living in the residential program. They pivoted to provide telehealth services to the youth and families in the community-based programs, and got to educate students at the Pilata School on Zoom and in modified classroom setting. There was no option to stop or even skip a beat. And Italian Home could not have kept going were it not for the hard work and dedication of the incredible staff working here, and also were it not for the generosity and ingenuity of donors and community partners like you. As we see light at the end of the COVID-19 tunnel, which is something a lot of us never thought we would get to say, Italian Home knows that the beat must go on. While returning to what was once normal, maybe a little ways off, it's important to take this opportunity to celebrate the journey that we've undertaken. Tonight, we're thrilled to honor Carolyn and Dana Pope for their contributions to the music program at the Pilata School. We are also gathered to celebrate the perseverance of the youth and families in our program. I just toured the school, and it is amazing. There's a lot happening here, even though everyone else has been home. This is such a lovely place to visit. You can feel the warmth here and the support, and it's really, really wonderful. And now a quick rundown of tonight's 45-minute virtual gala. Expect many mistakes and ad-libs from Kelly McFarland, your adorable host. Also, we will hear from the staff in the residential program about what it's been like to keep the beat going during the pandemic. Then we'll sit down with tonight's honorees to talk about the importance of music in children's lives, and we may also have a surprise musical performance from the kids. After that, we'll play a little game with some of our clinicians from our Children's Behavioral Health Initiative, and then wrap it all up with a message from Italian Home's acting CEO, Sue, I want to say Keys, but I'm going to say it. Her name is Sue Keys, and guess what? She's amazing. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And now I'd like to welcome to the chat Kieran Brown, the member of the residential team at Italian Home.
All right. Hold on one sec.
Okay. Is that my cue? Good. Keep it light.
Oh, hi. We're expecting, and experiencing. We expected it and we're experiencing it. And we're having a little bit of a technical difficulty. Now, if you're joining us and you're watching this, it's because you care. So lower those expectations and understand that we're trying to pivot and work through the issues as well. So I just want to give you a little, let's do some updates while we're waiting for our technical difficulties to be remedied. I don't even call them difficulties. I call them moments that we're allowed to just be human and genuine. And frankly, everyone that's in this room is pretty amazing. Especially special thank you. Pete Day, thank you for your donation. Stephen, I want to pronounce all the names correctly, and it just doesn't happen. So if I pronounce your name incorrectly, feel free to put in the Zoom chat how to say it, and I'll give you another shout out. That's how we do it. It's not a big deal. Not everybody has a name like Kelly MacFarland. Could it be easier? I don't know. And yes, I will play to a lens because I feel you. I feel you. Pete Day, Stephen, is it Cuccinati? Because that is an amazing name, even the way I'm pronouncing it. Kai Stockwell, thank you for making donations. And I just want to give you an update on the number that we're at. We're at $128,861.12. Whew.
Okay.
I love it. Oh.
You're about to get everybody.
What's this for?
This is because I can't get them and you in the same
Oh.
feed together. So you're about to talk to them. Say hello.
Hi, everyone. Hi, if you can hear me, look, just one eye. I'm just one eye in the... Can you all hear me? If you can, give me a thumbs up. Yes, so good. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Kieran is with us, right?
Yes.
Yes, it's a little bit of a delay, right? No big deal, no bigs. So we couldn't get me on camera with you, so I am talking to you and you're on screen next to me. And let's get it going.
You're on.
All right.
You're on with them, actually.
Okay, great. Can you,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you
Yes,
so
I
much.
can. Sorry.
No problem.
All right.
All right. Hi, Karen. Thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you all for being patient with our technical difficulties. For those folks at home who might not know, what is a residential program, okay? Covers all ages of kids, needs, where we get referrals from, and the goal of the residential program. Let's talk about that a little bit, Kieran. Let's hear it from you, because I think you probably know best.
Sure, no problem.
Thank you.
Well, for the folks who might not know, a youth residential program is a program that provides intensive assistance for children who have experienced several developmental risk factors prior to their placement at the Italian Home for Children. Each of these children have been referred to our program by the Massachusetts Department of Children and Families, which is more commonly known as DCF. In order to provide these kiddos with the treatment necessary to ensure that they receive the skills and tools which are vital in continuing their development in a healthy manner, we're currently working with 24 children from ages of 5 to 13 years old. So these kiddos have been diagnosed with a wide range of developmental risk factors. These diagnoses include, but they're not limited to, PTSD, ADHD, persistent depressive disorder, mood disorders, anxiety disorders, dissociative disorders, and general psychosis. Many, if not all, of these children have been experienced and exposed to significant trauma prior to their placement within the program. Whether this trauma is emotional, physical, or sometimes sexual in some cases, prior to their placement within our facility. So our job within the facility is the trauma and mental illnesses which these children have been and are currently coping with impact their development greatly. And within our program, we work tirelessly to provide these kiddos with the resources necessary to mitigate these risk factors in an effort to ensure a safe and healthy development.
Thank you for that, because I think that a lot of people aren't really sure what's happening here, right? So how does this differ from a foster home situation?
So we're similar to a foster home in a way that we do provide a space for our children to have a safe place to sleep at night, to have steady meals and steady support. But our intensive group home setting is different from a traditional foster home because while enrolled in our program, these children are receiving intervention daily from our team of residential counselors, clinicians, and psychiatrists trained in therapeutic crisis intervention. They work with these children to build and model trusting and healthy relationships, pro-social behaviors through supervision and engagement in daily routines within the milieu. Our clients receive a significant amount of intervention from their team of master's level clinicians and psychiatrists who work closely with the clients, their families, and DCEF in order to provide a multi-level approach to treatment for each child based upon their individual needs. The overall goal for our children within the residential program is for each child to be able to develop effective coping strategies so that they can work towards mitigating an extensive amount of developmental risk factors to which they have been subjected to prior to their placement within the Italian home. Each child is diligently assessed and treated by our incredible team here at the Italian home as we work to determine and attain each child's individual goals for risk factor mitigation. Our clients are provided with individual, group, and family therapy facilitated by our clinical team that has been personalized for the individual needs of each child. It's our duty at the Italian Home for Children within our residential program to be able to have our clients step down to an environment which will be nurturing and supportive in their continuation towards healthy development. Each child has a different plan regarding what the step down might look like for them. Many of the children within the program are aiming to be reunified with their primary caregivers. And this is made possible as clinicians work with these caregivers and the DCF alongside with the child in order to create a plan and process for reunifying the family so that they may continue with a healthy and nurturing relationship after being discharged from a residential program. This is made possible when primary caregivers and our children are able to meet the expectations put forth by our clinical team in conjunction with DCF, following the plan that was made alongside the primary caregivers. These caregivers and the children within the program must take the changes necessary in order to ensure they can engage in a healthy dynamic upon reunification. Another way which our children may step down from the intensive group home setting is by transitioning them to a foster home setting. This step down is different from the goal of reunification, as the child will not be returning to the primary caregiver from which they came, as the primary caregiver may be deemed unfit for unification with the child. In which case, the child has made strides necessary in order to step down from the intensive group home setting. We will work with the child and potential foster parents in finding that perfect fit for the child upon discharge. So we are similar to a foster home in the way that we provide the basic needs, support, and necessities for a child to be able to have a healthy development, but we take the extra strides to make sure that they're getting clinical intervention and psychiatric intervention to the highest degree possible.
So that was, it's a lot, right? And then on top of that, COVID-19 pandemic hits, and it's basically shut everything down, including schools. How did that change things at Italian Home?
The Italian Home is much like many other institutions in the way that 2020 and the pandemic changed us drastically. 2020 was an especially difficult year with so many facets of society being impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic and fundamentally shifting the functioning of every community. So this impact was inevitably felt within the community found within the Italian Home for Children. Last March, when the pandemic became a state of national emergency, it rattled the core of the Italian home, as it did for the rest of the community. In this time of fear and uncertainty, the staff, children, and caregivers alike were confused and worried about the trajectory of our residential care program. Despite this fear and uncertainty, it was our duty as an organization to carry on and to continue to show up day in and day out for these children, despite the risk that was being taken showing up to work every single day. We did not have the choice of whether to show up for work every day because these children needed it. They cannot have their day-to-day functions without the staff being there for them. These kids needed every staff member to continue to show up and to do their part in ensuring every child is receiving the highest level of care they need and deserve, despite the fear and stress being felt throughout the entire community. Staff put masks on and kept a smile underneath it as they showed up every single day for the well-being of these children. This is just a testament to the level of care and this is a testament to the level of care and dedication that our staff members have for every single one of our children. And I can't express my gratitude for that enough. It's our duty as a staff to educate our children on what the COVID-19 pandemic is and the effects it would have on our functioning as an organization. The children were informed of the nature of what a pandemic is and why we had to make the changes such as limited physical engagement with our community, a transition to online schooling, and quarantine and testing within our dorms in the cases of exposure. As you can imagine, our children were not exactly thrilled with these changes, and neither was our staff. But it was our job as a staff to maintain positive and to teach these children that despite the challenges that came our way, we can continue to have a positive environment within the residential program. So it was our job as residential counselors and clinicians to provide our kiddos with the space to voice their grievances and provide them with the comfort and support through this incredibly difficult period. We've made it our duty to give these children the most authentic experiences possible, despite the challenges brought forth by the pandemic. We've needed to be creative in the matter of how residential care counselors step to so many things. Our staff here has stepped up in creating engaging and pro-social events for our kiddos that are tailored to the interest of our children within the dorms in conjunction with the interest of our staff members. We have held countless nights, planes, sports clinics, movie nights, as we get creative in keeping our kiddos entertained and step forward in major ways to ensure the children within our dorm feel some type of normalcy despite the current state of the world. This has allowed our clients to practice and engage in the positive staff and peer interaction that are so vital to the growth of our children within the dorm.
Does your dog want to say anything, Karen?
I know.
Kieran?
He's going wild.
I mean, I love it so much, though. I love that you're. Listen, this is the way this is working this year, right? Like everything you're saying is supported by the fact that we're on Zoom and we're trying to work it out. And I feel like that's what you all have had to do, right? Despite all these challenges, you all have been able to make some real progress with the kids living at Italian Home. And because of privacy concerns, I know you can't share names or too many details. But can you share with us a story about a child who did make some progress during the pandemic?
I absolutely can.
Your dog is so excited. So am I. Just a quick pause while we put that dog outside. This has been the pandemic, though, right? Can I get a thumbs up from our gallery view at the top of the Zoom? Yes. All right, go for it.
To what the pandemic has shown and the changes that we've had to make, I don't know what does.
So true. Yeah. I mean, yeah, just a quick story that lets people know, like, I'm sure you have a million of them. But go ahead, share something with us that will kind of show the impact of all of the pivoting you've had to do, right?
So with the pivoting that we've had to do within the pandemic, I think there has been some positives that have came out of it, believe it or not. Having the children in the dorm for such an extenuated amount of time when there was no schooling, and it was just the job of our residential counselors to be there for the children for that time, we were able to really observe them throughout the milieu and find out what their interests are and how we can communicate with them and have them communicate with us in a way that's effective for them. One of my kiddos in particular has persistent depressive disorder, and he finds it extremely difficult to communicate with staff or peers, maintain positive relationships. But one thing that we found from the pandemic that he had never known before is that he actually has an artistic style to himself, which he had never discovered prior to this pandemic. As I mentioned before, we had our paint nights and clay nights, which he was never exposed to prior to being placed within the residential program. And he's actually found a way to express his emotions through that artistic medium, which he was never able to do verbally or in written form. And in that way, myself, the residential counselors, and the clinicians are able to have communication with him through that artistic medium, which has just kind of attests to, despite this pandemic and so many things that were taken away due to it, there are things that we've learned about ourselves, our clients, and everyone within the residential program that has actually shown some benefit, especially in terms of being able to communicate their needs. So that's just one example of being able to use different mediums and being able to spend more and more time with our kiddos within the dorm. It definitely is not ideal that we cannot do the off-grounds activities that we used to do, and the online schooling has been incredibly difficult for every child, but there are positives that can be taken away, and I think it's important to be able to remember that there's those positives within the pandemic setting.
I love that so much. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate you sharing that, right? It's one story of probably 2 to 15 handfuls of stories, right? So amazing. And I love that you're looking for ways to connect, because that's what it's about. It's about connecting with people, and it's really, I'm getting an update as we speak. Real-time updates. Now listen, I'm happy to report that we are at $151,000. Our goal, oh, people want to clap in the room. They want to hoot and holler, and so do I. Thank you, Daniel Tempesta, Patricia Burke DeVellis, the folks at St. Michael's Chapel, and Dan Brennan. Now, I'm going to toss these cards so I don't read them twice. Do you want to golf at some exclusive clubs, do you? We have several opportunities in our silent auction to do that. We do, okay? There's not just zoos, okay, and getaways. There's actually a bunch of those golf excursions that are out there. Get some art by a Dorchester artist, Vincent Crotty. Am I saying that right, gang? Crotty? Yes. I mean, Sunset in Wexford is a beautiful painting and could be yours. Didn't that sound like I said that from my own heart and brain? I read it off a card. But I want to tell you this. Will you consider making a donation to Italian Home to support the residential program? Like I said to you earlier, I went in today and I made my donation because I think that helping is important. Now, one of the things I want to point out is that I want you to feel compelled to give at a comfort level that's good for you, right? So if you go to all of the auction items and you see something you love, great, bid on it. If you're like, look, I'm not sure if I can give a lot, every little bit counts. When you're talking about a bottom line of giving, there is no bottom line. Give what you're comfortable with, right? And if it's not today, maybe it'll be another day. We just heard from Karen about in additional pressures of the pandemic. With schools closed, Italian Home, they had to have additional staff. They had to change daily routines, including serving a weekday lunch and provide PPE to staff and to children. These are all expenses that didn't exist pre-pandemic, and your support tonight will help us remain nimble as we keep to what we've been working on and the foundations of Italian Home. And that way, if other challenges come in the future, we'll be able to tackle them. Let's see. In thinking about honoring a change maker for this year's gala, staff at the Italian Home thought about some of the programs that have really helped the children during the pandemic. While there has been so much creativity and ingenuity during COVID-19, one program really stood out as an outlet for kiddos, the music program at the Pilata School. In 2014, Carolyn and Dana Pope made an investment to start a music program to supplement the already robust arts program at the Pauletta School. Tonight, we honored them at our gala. Thank you, Carolyn and Dana, for giving opportunities to the children that we serve. Last week, I had the opportunity to sit down with the Popes, and let me tell you, they are delightful, they are lovely, and the conversation was wonderful. And the interview was great, and my hair looked amazing that day. Let's take a look. Enjoy. Thank you, Kelly. You look great tonight. I am so lucky and happy to be sitting with both of you, the Popes, Carolyn and Dana. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you both.
We're so happy to meet you.
Well, I'm so happy to meet both of you. We were having such a lovely time talking, and I know we have a million things to talk about in a little bit of time, so let's do this now. Italian Home is so truly grateful that you are such a wonderful supporter and someone who can't give enough. Do you feel like that?
And that is true. I agree with you entirely on that.
Your generosity it just knows no bounds. And I want to know specifically, what is it about Italian Home for Children that drew you in so much? What was it?
So we started attending the galas, which are amazing, about 15, 18 years ago. And through our friend Melissa Hegarty, who John Coppola is her father and has been with the Italian Home for maybe 30, 40 years. He's very instrumental in support. And I loved everything they said. Here are children who needed extra care and extra compassion. And my motto in life is it kind? Is it compassionate? Is it empathetic? Is it inclusive? And the Italian Home covers all those bases.
I have never heard anyone put it so lovely. I love that you included inclusivity there, right? So important, so important. What is it about the mission that resonates with you so much? Is it that this is a place for everyone, for all children?
Right. Well, when you think about how the Italian Home started 100 years ago, it was for children during the first pandemic, and I'm sure there were many before that in the history of our civilization. But they came here because they had no parents. They had no one to take care of them, and this was a loving, kind environment to come to. And so then you talk about today, and the mission has changed somewhat. Then it was probably more of a home for children who had no family. Now it is a home for children who do have family. However, in the school system, they've had a tough time. They may have emotional problems. They may have Asperger's. They may have families who have substance abuse, that they can no longer stay with their family. And it is so important. The children are our future. And it's so important for us to help every child. It's not just the select few, our brilliant ones who go to Harvard, go to MIT or whatever. Those are always our future too. But we need all the children, and maybe some of these children will go to Harvard and MIT if we give them a leg up.
I love that too. I think it's so important to realize that every child has something to offer and they have a gift. You just have to bring it out of them, right? Mm-hmm. I understand that your generosity, a lot of it has been through the channel of music, which is so exciting for me. And I heard that you actually are a bit of a singer.
Yes, I am.
Is that true?
That is actually true. As I said, with my lyrical voice.
Yeah. Always, right?
Always.
From the diaphragm.
Yeah. We're going to have a little lyrical voice.
Yes.
So
I understand that your donations have really built up the music program here at Italian Home. What is it that you feel is so important that children have this connection with music?
Right. I knew at the Italian Home there was an amazing art program. And I came in one day and saw all this art over the walls and in so many different creative ways of doing art. But then I was very saddened to hear that there was not a music program. And for me, music is just as important as the air we breathe. And I feel that music is a language, but it's a language that it's not English, it's not French, it's not Spanish, it's universal. Everyone can be involved with music, and all children gravitate towards music. So I was approached by Cara Reel and Melanie Lima, and asked one day, would you possibly be able to support having a music teacher at the Italian home? And Dana and I thought about this. Here we are, partnership. And Dana is a patron of the arts, so I'm very
My
grateful.
claim to fame.
And we did actually sign up to support a music teacher at the Italian home for 3 years. And I figure 3 years would give them the backbone to be able to get the program going, to get other sponsors and contributors and people who were involved in the Italian home to keep the program going.
3 years is a great undertaking, too, to get anything started. I love that you say Dana's the patron of the arts. Your family has quite a musical background,
Right.
and I'm curious, what's your connection to music?
So I had no choice. In our family,
I was forced into Annie at a very young age, and I
Well,
never
I
stopped.
never stopped on that. My aunt was head of the music department, head of the piano department at Boston University. My mother was a musician and gave programs around New England and also was a church soloist. My grandmother graduated from New England Conservatory, and my uncle was a voice teacher. So I said, I am not going into music, and here I am. So when I graduated from Colby College, of which we both graduated from Colby,
Oh.
I was a music major, and I decided not to go into music per se. I do other things too. As I call myself, I'm a dabbler.
Love it.
But music was always part of my life. So I soloed in churches. I also, a baritone and I formed a group called Opera Etc., where we gave costumed operatic duet performances around New England, and we did that for 10 years. And then when I wasn't doing that anymore, my children finally, I have 3 daughters, of which the oldest has her doctorate in choral directing. The second one is a violinist and a ballroom dancing costume designer. And the third one is a cellist and does myofascial craniosacral release on horses.
So Thanksgiving is boring.
It is
It's
very
Oh
boring.
my gosh, what should you talk about?
I don't know what we talk, but I always had the children perform. And they probably will tell you, Mom, having us now that. Well, anyway, so every Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter and every holiday, all of us would perform. And my aunt, of course, being the concert pianist, would get up and be our accompanist for everything that was going on. So then later we also gave programs. So my daughter and I would sing duets together and solos, and then I would sing with my children with a violin and the cello, because that's what I wanted. I wanted a trio. I wanted a pianist, I wanted
And
a
she got it.
violinist, and I wanted a cellist. And they actually did very well with that.
And Dana, your audience applause is
That's right.
amazing. I love that. I grew up as a child who loved to perform, and I loved music, and I sang and danced, and it brought so much to my life. And I just know that it helped me build confidence and
Right.
have kind of a swagger when it came to moving through the world in other ways. So music's such a lovely way to do that, and the
It is.
connection is really, really important. I love that so much. You've made such a big impact on the students, all the students, right? It seems weird to like drill down. But the Pilates School here at the Italian home, to show some small token of appreciation. Students from 2 of the music classes here would love to show you what they've been working on this year.
I
So,
can hardly wait.
oh, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's take a look.
Out cold, wake up in the middle of the street. Face down, rain from my head to my feet. Flickering light, ask my man, what's the time?
Feel like I'm out of my mind. Ain't go down to my name. Now I ain't feeling the same.
Ace, astronate, about to get the base, seal your fate. I'm the king, I'm the crown one. Sword bait, you too late. My watch time is ticking. Tick-tock on a tick-tock. I'm about to eat that brick by I'm sitting in a space coupe with my aliens like E.T. Saucing up the rave like some BTS. I'm about to go down in dynamite history. MC killer from the dreidel back to get that bait.
Stay in your place, or I'ma get in your way. You ain't got nothing to say. Stay in your lane, you got nobody to blame. Be humble before before it's too late. Stay in your place, or am I getting your way? You ain't got nothing to say. Stay in your lane, you got nobody to blame. Be humble before it's too late.
Hey, I came back from outer space, chilling in a rave. Hey, stay a place on down. Hey, come down to my crib. Hey, eating up on my plate. Hey, do not bite the hand that feeds you, boy. Go sit back down in your place.
It's bigger than black and white. You already know that we gotta fight.
We have to stand up and claim our rights. Brianna and Taylor can sleep tonight. Let us all gather together, no matter what color we are.
A life that got taken away will leave us a deep in the scar. Understanding each other's goals,
Just like breaking the mold.
a hatred no matter how old. Society turning so cold. Better from the snake and destroy him. Dead in the grass, gonna floor him. Chopping the block and he's walking and he's talking. Gonna show up, he'll be dropping. He'll be out of the chair, one leg hopping. Old vision, be joy and be coy. The export the chair and a copping. And I want no stalking, no chopping.
My family heart is made out of gold.
It will never stop hurting my soul
We made up our minds and we won't fold.
until our story is told. We'll never be able to change the past. Our adventure will prove to be vast, and one day it will be the last. Let's be out and be bold. Let's be out and be bold. Legends never die. Don't be asking why.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Fantastic. I mean, I'll just start it off. Let's,
We'll keep going.
Dana, this is your,
My
this
job.
Good job.
You both are so incredibly charming and wonderful humans. I understand why they want you to keep coming back here. And also, that performance was wonderful. Thank you so much for your intention for connection with music and the kids clearly is working. What did you think of that performance?
Oh, it's wonderful. And what it is, it gets the children out of their comfort zone. They're able to perform in front of an audience, just as I did with my children when they were younger, when they didn't want to.
Yes.
And this starts them off in life. They have to be able to be comfortable speaking to others and showing fun. It was fun.
Yes.
It was fun to be able to do this. Yeah.
It's nice to let go, right?
Yes.
I
totally
mean,
let go.
I feel like when you're little, you should be able to let go, right? No
Right.
fear and just kind of put yourself out there. And if they're learning it at this age, then hopefully, I mean,
It will continue.
I wonder what
Creativity
they'll
comes
do.
out.
That's right.
Right.
What will these kids do later if they're
Right.
able to do that
And
now?
you can stand up in front of the audience now. Later on won't be any big deal.
That's right. That's right. Now I'd like to bring out Joe McLean, Vice President of Agency Advancement, to say a little something to the two of you. Joe?
Carolyn and Dana, on behalf of all of us here at Italian Home for Children, the staff, the children, and the families that we serve, I want to sincerely thank you for your leadership, your investment, and your continued generosity for all of those here at Italian Home. So this is a small token of our appreciation. Thank you both for all that you do for us here.
Oh, thank you so
Yeah.
much. Oh, that's
Oh my
fabulous.
gosh.
And then we have a little gift for them too, to start out the gala.
Yes,
don't
we do. We do. Joe, just a little bit of something from Carolyn and I to help kick things off a little bit on the adventure. So,
Thank you so much. You guys are the best. We appreciate it so much.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
And back to Kelly.
I'm Kelly.
Well, that was a ton of fun, and I actually loved sitting down with them. And those music videos are the best. They can be purchased for $1,000. They're not on the silent auction. However, you could purchase them. We'll figure it out. Send an email. The Popes really helped to make a transformational impact on the lives of these children, and the music teacher, Theo, is really doing amazing work. Those songs that you just heard came as a result of the students writing the lyrics, creating the beats, layering those beats, and then performing and recording the songs, all as a creative outlet during this pandemic. I hope you'll consider making a donation. I would love to get an update going. Let me just lean back to my friend here, Pat Vanna White Gotham, and ask, do you happen to know off the top of your head where we're at?
We're currently at $156,773.
I mean, that's pretty amazing and impactful. So let's keep it coming in, okay, everyone? Don't forget about the silent auction. You can go and peruse all of the things that are still there. And there's still really good stuff out there. All right. Remembering Mario Pallotta, I'd also like to take this time to remember a very special member of the Italian home community. Mario Pallotta, who passed away unexpectedly on March 17th due to complications from COVID. He was a great man and a great friend of the Italian home and gave so much of his time, his talents, and his treasure to support the youth here. Please also keep Mario's wife, Claire, and the rest of the Pallotta family in your thoughts as we take a moment of silence to remember Mario. Thank you for joining me in that moment. All right, we're gonna play a little game now. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm excited about it because we have so much technology working right now. It's unbelievable. Talk about being able to pivot and improvise. We are making it happen. Really, I just wanna keep talking so that Pat has to stand here looking into the camera as we get ready to play with Italian Homes clinicians from the Children's Behavioral, am I saying that right, Pat? With the Children's Behavioral Health Initiative, or as I like to call them, CBHI. Please join me in welcoming Juliana, Lily Jane, Crystal, and Kiana. They look so excited to be here. Oh, thank you, everyone. They can't see me, so they can only hear my adorable voice. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Can we get a thumbs up from all of you? Yes, and you actually can speak. It's totally okay and fine. So if you want to give a whole, maybe you want to give a woo. Woo! There it is. We're so excited. We're going to play a game called Survey Says. It's very similar to Family Feud. I actually would argue that it's a complete knockoff of Family Feud. And let's get ready to play Survey Says. You four have been split up into two teams. Jillian, Lily Jane, you two are Team Awesome. And Crystal and Kiana, you two are Team Brilliant. Here's how the game works. Team Brilliant, you won the coin toss during our tech check earlier tonight. You'll go first. We surveyed clinicians at Italian Home for answers to 2 questions. We collected 50 responses and put the top 5 answers on the board for each question. I'll read the question, and you two on Team Brilliant will take turns guessing answers. If it's on the board, we'll reveal it. If it's not, you get a strike. Unlike baseball, it's 2 strikes and you're out, because tonight we don't have enough time for that. If Team Brilliant guesses 2 incorrect answers, Team Awesome, you will have the chance to guess an answer and steal the points. Then for round 2, Team Awesome will get to guess answers, and Team Brilliant will be waiting for a chance to steal. Are you ready to play Survey Says?
Yes, we are.
Oh, thank you so much, Jillian. That was a lot of instruction for us all to just tell you more about what we do here at Italian Home. Okay, Team Brilliant. Crystal and Kiana, who's guessing first?
What do you want to do, teammate? It's up to you.
I can go first. That's cool.
Okay, great. Here's the topic. Name a challenge that children faced during the pandemic.
I'm gonna say engaging with virtual school.
Engaging with the virtual school, and it's on the board. Virtual learning, 11. Nice job, nice work. All right, go for it. What else do you have?
Being with friends.
Being with friends? Survey says it's number 1 on the board. That's correct. Can't see family or friends, 17. Yes. I love the enthusiasm. Yes. There are no prizes for you all except for the gift of knowledge to the people watching. Let's go to the second round. Team Awesome, you're up first. Oh.
Team Brilliant still gets it.
Team Brilliant, you still get to go. I'm so sorry. I know, and I saw your sad faces. Just know that you're still in it. Let's get another answer.
Being bored.
Being bored. Oh, I'm gonna do it as a small one. I'm so sorry, that was not on the board.
We get one more chance, though, right?
You do, there are 2 strikes.
Let's go, partner. Woo-hoo.
I would say extracurricular activities, no sports, no.
It's on the board, it's number 5, lack of exercise and outdoor time. Nice work, we're still rolling forward with answers from Team Brilliant. Let's get another one.
2 more, partner, come on, 2 more. We can do it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, the pressure is on. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sing family. Oh, that's already on the board.
That's a great one, partner.
It's a really good one, and it actually came in as number 1.
It's still good.
Family can be friends, I guess. That was already there. Do I
Yeah.
get an X?
I'm gonna let it roll. Tell me another one.
Oh, you're the greatest.
I know. So far on the board. Let me buy you some time. The number 1 answer was can't see friends or family. The number 2 answer was the virtual learning. And the number 5 answer, thank you, Pat Vanna White Gotham, lack of exercise and outdoor time. What's missing from that?
They didn't get a summer?
They didn't get a summer or vacation. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's your second X, second strike. Oh, now
It's all right.
it's all right. That was great. Team Awesome. They can steal. Team Awesome, do you have an answer?
Jill, do you have one?
I'm thinking a lot of kids struggled with anxiety.
Ooh, let's see if it's on the board. It's number 4, anxiety. Stealing the points. Oh my goodness. And number 3 was, say it with me, lack of structure. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Okay, let's move on to question number 2. Quick change. I wish Karen's dog was here. That really takes up some extra time. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. Okay, we're starting now with Team Awesome. Name something you've done to keep a kiddo engaged during a Zoom therapy session.
I think I have one on the top of my head. It's one that I use a lot. I do a lot of show and tell.
Ooh, let's see if it's on the board.
I don't know if that falls into.
Judges say it does. I'm the judge.
Yes! Which one would it be?
It's, you know what, we're just improvising. While I look at this, please go bid on a silent auction item. Wow, there's a lot of these.
It's only ones that are off.
Yeah. I think any of them. For the purposes of time, let's reveal the number 1 answer, which was played games as therapy as tools.
Show and tell's a game.
Yeah, show and tell is a game. I agree. Nice answer. Let's move on. What's another answer?
Listen to music.
Ooh, listen to music. I believe that's on the board. Number 3, music. Nice work. All right. What else?
I feel like we definitely used a lot of the Zoom whiteboard and drawing on the whiteboard.
Nice. And that is up there, number 5, drawing. Oh, 2 answers remain on the board. No strikes. What's something during your Zoom therapy sessions that you utilized as a tool?
Watched a video.
It's number 2, utilize videos. Oh,
my goodness.
we have no strikes on the board. We have 1 remaining answer. Team Awesome, let's see if you can pull it out. What is the final answer?
Could be like movement, dance, or yoga.
Oh, it's number 4. Movement breaks with exercise. Nice work. When the second round, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter who won. This was a great way to get information out to our viewers today. And the real winners are the children who helped by the clinicians. It's you. You're the winners, all of you, for helping the kiddos in CBHI. So thank you so much for playing.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you. Let's have a big round of applause for all of our players tonight. I wish I could offer you a car, but I don't have one.
No.
No. I do have an update though on where we're at. We are now at $157,048. That's a lot. We are raising money left and right, and I can't think of a better way to spend a Saturday night. Let's be honest, okay? I mean, we can't be at the end. That can't be it. Are we getting close to the end of the gala? Do you say gala or gala? Well, guess what? It doesn't matter, because no matter how you say it, we've raised a lot of money, and I want to say some thank yous. Thank you to Mark Epler, Jean Masterman, Derek Gibbons, Julia Reddy, and Robert Sabatos. Very cool name. I'm sorry if I butchered it. And thank you for your donations. Remember, you can still donate. You can donate up until the gala is over, and I believe for some time after the gala is over. Actually, you can donate anytime you want, because the Italian Home for Children is not going anywhere. And with your help, they're gonna keep going strong. Well, this has been a lot of fun, all of it. The CBHI team currently serves over 275 families in Massachusetts, working diligently and creatively with youth on their social, behavioral, and emotional wellness, while also working to increase successful family relationships. If you haven't already done so tonight, would you please help support the work of the CBHI by making a donation? We know it might not have been the best year financially for many, but if you're able to make a contribution of any size, we are really thankful. And again, make a donation that's comfortable for you, because every little bit helps. I also want to quickly remind everyone that the silent auction will close in approximately 5 minutes, so get your final bids in. So for tonight, we've taken a look at the past and present of the Italian Home. Now we've got a special message from Italian Home's acting CEO, Susan Keys. Take it away, Sue.
Hi, I'm Susan Keys. I'm the acting CEO here at Italian Home for Children, where the beat does go on, and it feels louder and faster than ever. We keep using this overused term, unprecedented, and I've got to be honest, it has not felt unprecedented for about over a year here at Italian Home. I walk through the dorms and I see residential staff setting up isolation units and putting on their gloves, their masks, their face shield, their gowns. Go down to the school, they're doing an entire 8-hour shift 5 days a week, smelling all those cleaning products. The community-based programs and after school are doing telehealth and stopping by to see families in their driveway. And then our clinic, with such a large volume, continues to hear about positive cases, which is really hard for us because unfortunately this year, we have lost clients to COVID. I can honestly say in my entire career, I have never been more in awe or prouder to work with my coworkers than I have this year. They've been truly inspiring. Meanwhile, we've been working on 2 very important access issues. Children who have autism and those folks whose primary language is not English are now being served even better by Italian Home. When I first started my career, I worked in emergency rooms, and I've got to tell you that the hardest moments were when I had to lock eyes with parents of youth with autism and say, I don't know how to help. There aren't any resources for you. And then I might go into the next room and this person's been laying on this uncomfortable cot waiting for me and an interpreter for hours to get their needs met. But here at Italian Home, we have made strides this year. We've hired many providers to help youth with autism in our applied behavior analysis program. And we have also hired a ton of diverse staff. Out of 225 employees, now 10% speak 2 or more languages. We cover 19 languages at this point. Our day school, 20% of the students have direct family members who need us to speak to them and write to them in their primary language, and we're able to do that. We're also going to stay true to our mission this year. We're opening up in-home therapy programs in the Southeast region. At first, we're going to focus on Truro and Provincetown, where there is an absolute gap in services for youth. We're also opening a day program called Partial Hospital Program this September. And as this wave of need keeps crashing upon us because of the pandemic, we're here. We have openings in our residential education program, our school, our in-home therapies, mentoring, our day programs, clinic, camps, and our acute overnight program. In closing, I just want to share with you that we've done this fun project the past couple of weeks with our staff, rewriting our vision statement so that we can be really clear to our audience like you about what it is that we're doing here and plan to do. So I want to read that to you as my final remarks. We strive to be a diverse, inclusive, and compassionate community champion that empowers children, adults, and families with mental health and educational struggles through therapeutic, collaborative, and transformative programming. Thank you for being here tonight, for your support, and for listening to what we do here. I really appreciate you taking the time. Back to you, Kelly.
Well, this has been quite an evening. When I finish speaking, the silent auction will be closed, so make your final bids. Throughout tonight, we heard about the work in the residential programming. We got to see a music program in action and hear more from the donors who helped start it. We played a game with CBHI while learning more about how the youth persevered through the pandemic. And finally, we heard about the future of Italian Home. Personal reflection about Italian Home's work and why it's important. Okay, you have 5 seconds to get your last silent auction bids in. 5, 4, 3. You know, before I stop the silent auction, I just want to tell you that I thank you all for joining us tonight. I thank you for coming on this little ride with us, and I really, really appreciate you being able to pivot like we have here and be able to make this a memorable event, right, for 2021. We've had some technical issues. We've had some prompter issues. We've had some host issues. And you know what? At the end of the day, all that matters is that we've had a good time and we've informed you about the work that's being done here and we've raised some money. So, with that said, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, the bids are in. And the total, oh, I can't wait to share this with you. I'm gonna make you wait. The suspense is killing you and it's killing me, let me tell you. Yeah, little drum roll. Our total for right now, this is the preliminary total, is $172,000, 457.74. That is $172,450. I'm gonna round up 8. Wonderful work by all of you. This would be nothing if you didn't join us tonight. Thank you for spending your Saturday night with us. As of this moment, I am so happy to announce that the gala is coming to a close. Now, don't be sad, okay? This concludes the Italian Homes and the Beat Goes On virtual gala. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I'm Kelly McFarland, and your generosity tonight is truly making a difference in the mental, emotional, and behavioral health of kids in our area. So thank you. And remember, you can always make a donation on your terms and on your time. So thanks for coming, and look forward to more events from Italian Home for Children. Thanks.